Welcome, dear learner. Today, you are not just reading a story, you are stepping into a powerful idea that can quietly change your life. Imagine standing at a door that leads to everything you want: success, confidence, growth. The door is not locked. It is not even heavy. But there is one problem. You must push it open. And most people never do. This story will show you why taking action today is the only key that truly matters. Think about this for a moment. How many times have you said, "I will start tomorrow"? How many plans have stayed inside your mind, never becoming real? This story is not about a person. It is about a world where ideas float like clouds, waiting to become something real. Some ideas turn into strong buildings, bright lights, and beautiful roads. Others slowly disappear into nothing. The difference between them is simple, but powerful. And as you read, you will begin to see why action is not just important. It is everything. In a quiet and endless space, there existed a strange land where ideas were born every second. These ideas had no form at first. They were like soft lights floating in the air, each one holding a possibility. Some lights were small and weak, while others shone brightly with energy. But all of them had one rule. They could only become real if someone took action. At the edge of this land stood a long bridge. The bridge connected the world of ideas to the world of reality. But the bridge was not easy to cross. It required movement, effort, and courage. Without action, the bridge simply did not exist. It appeared only when someone decided to step forward. Many ideas gathered near the start of the bridge. They waited patiently, hoping someone would choose them. Some whispered, "Build something new." Others said, "Learn something important." A few even shouted, "Change your life today." But their voices were often ignored because waiting felt easier than moving. Time passed differently in this land. An idea that waited too long began to lose its brightness. Slowly, it faded into the air and disappeared forever. No matter how powerful it once was, without action, it could not survive. The land was filled with the silent remains of forgotten ideas. One day, a strong and glowing idea appeared. It was not louder than the others, but it was clear and steady. It said, "Start now." It did not promise instant success or easy results. It only asked for one thing: to begin. The idea moved closer to the bridge, hoping someone would listen. At first, nothing happened. The idea waited like many before it. But then, a small movement occurred. The air shifted slightly, and a single step was taken. The moment that step happened, something magical appeared. A part of the bridge formed, strong enough to hold weight. The glowing idea became brighter. Encouraged by this small action, it moved forward. Another step followed, then another. With each step, more of the bridge appeared. It was not built all at once, but piece by piece. Action created the path, not before, but during the journey. As the bridge grew, something unexpected happened. Other ideas nearby began to glow again. They felt hope. They realized that action was not just for one idea. It could bring many ideas to life. Slowly, more steps were taken, and the bridge became longer and stronger. However, not all ideas succeeded. Some waited for the perfect moment. They said, "We will move when everything is ready." But the perfect moment never came. While they waited, their light became weaker. Eventually, they disappeared without ever crossing the bridge. The glowing idea continued moving forward. It did not stop to think too much about the future. It focused only on the next step. Sometimes the bridge felt shaky, but action made it stronger. Each step was a promise to continue, not a guarantee of success, but a commitment to try. As the journey continued, the idea changed. It was no longer just a floating light. It started to take shape. It became something real, something visible. Action gave it form, turning possibility into reality. The more steps taken, the more solid it became. In the distance, the other side of the bridge could be seen. It was a place filled with completed creations. There were structures built from ideas that once floated just like this one. Some were simple, while others were complex and powerful. All of them shared one thing in common. They existed because someone took action. The glowing idea reached the middle of the bridge. At this point, it faced a challenge. The path ahead looked uncertain, and the steps felt heavier. This was the moment where many ideas stopped. Fear and doubt often lived here, trying to stop progress. But something important happened. Instead of stopping, another step was taken. It was not a perfect step. It was not fast or confident. But it was enough. The bridge responded, becoming stronger under the pressure of action. The path forward became clearer. With each step beyond this point, the journey became easier. Not because the path changed, but because action built momentum. What once felt difficult now felt possible. The idea moved forward with growing strength and confidence. Behind it, the land of ideas looked different now. It was still full of waiting lights, but a few more had started moving. They had seen what action could do. They understood that waiting leads to nothing, but action, even small action, creates something real. Finally, the glowing idea reached the end of the bridge. It stepped into the world of reality and became complete. It was no longer just an idea. It was a result, a creation, a success. And it all started with a single step taken at the right moment. The bridge slowly disappeared after the journey was complete. It did not stay for others to use. Each idea had to create its own path through action. There were no shortcuts, no easy ways. Only movement could build the way forward. Back in the land of ideas, the lesson became clearer. Ideas alone were not enough. Thinking, planning, and dreaming were only the beginning. Without action, they meant nothing. But with action, even the smallest idea could become something powerful. Some ideas still chose to wait. They hoped for certainty, for perfect timing, for no risk. But as time passed, they faded away, never knowing what they could have become. Their silence was a quiet reminder of what happens without action. Others, inspired by what they had seen, began to move. Their steps were small at first, but each one mattered. The bridge appeared again and again, forming under their feet. The land slowly changed as more ideas became real. The story of this land continues even now. Every moment, new ideas are born. Some will fade, while others will rise. The difference is not luck, talent, or intelligence. It is simply the choice to act. And now, as you finish this story, the message becomes personal. You also stand at the edge of your own bridge. Your ideas are waiting. Your goals are calling. The path will not appear until you take that first step. So ask yourself one question. Will you wait, or will you act? Because in the end, the future does not belong to the best ideas. It belongs to those who take action today.